What's up guys, the Snowman here. Today I've got part 2 of a tennis instructional video. It's my advanced tennis shots explained. If you haven't checked out part 1, my basic tennis shots explained, where I go over things like the forehand, backhand, serve. Please check that out if you want as well. But today we're focusing on concepts that are slightly more advanced, terms that you'll definitely learn about if you play tennis or watch tennis on TV. So let's begin with some directional terms. A cross-court shot is when you hit the ball diagonally into the opponent's court. This shot can be hit with your forehand or your backhand. Just know that the cross-court stroke travels diagonally towards your opponent. The opposite of a cross-court shot is a down-the-line shot. That's a ball hit straight along the sideline to the opponent's side of the court. Nothing fancy here. Down the line, a pretty straightforward concept as well, no pun intended. Knowing those two terms, then let's go to the inside-in forehand, which is when a player runs around the backhand side to hit a forehand down the line. So basically, it's when a right-handed player is on the left side of the court and they hit the ball straight, vice versa for an inside-in backhand. The opposite of that then is the inside-out forehand. That's when a player runs around the backhand side to hit a cross-court forehand. So the ball traveling diagonally here. Likewise, it's the inverse for an inside-out backhand. Next up is an important one, the passing shot. It's a type of shot hit usually from around the baseline that passes by an opponent who's up at the net. So it differs from a lob in that a pass doesn't go over your opponent. Rather, it fizzes by them either to the right or left while they're up at the net. An approach shot is a ground stroke used as a setup as a player approaches the net. It's typically played with some backspin or slice so the player can transition to the net and quickly get into a comfortable volleying position. The half volley is a little bit more rare. It's a shot made immediately after a bounce or simultaneous to the bounce and played with the racket close to the ground. So the half volley requires a tremendous amount of touch. You're just picking it off the ground and guiding it over the net ever so gently. Winners are very common in tennis. A winner is just a basic term used when a player's shot is unreached by their opponent and results in a point. An ace or unreturned serve is also considered a winner. On the other hand, you want to avoid unforced errors, which are errors in a return shot that can't be attributed to any factor other than poor judgment and execution by a player. So basically, unforced errors are when you mess up completely on your own, not because of the opponent. Double faults also considered unforced errors. A few service terms now. If you ever hear a serve went down the tee, that's a ball hit very close to the center service line. It basically goes right down the middle. You can serve down the tee from the deuce side or the ad side of the court. The opposite of down the tee is a serve that's out wide. That's a serve that lands near the sideline, close to the doubles alley. It can be any of the three types of serves: flat, slice, or kick. Next up is the serve and volley, and this isn't the best visual example on my part, but the serve and volley is a strategy of play to serve and then immediately charge forward to the net to make a volley with the intent of hitting a winner and ending the point. And maybe you didn't know, but you can also serve underhand. This is very rarely seen on the professional tour, but it's a serve where the player lobs the ball from below shoulder height, typically trying to catch their opponent off guard. Also, a quick note about top spin. That's a type of spin where the top of the ball rotates toward the direction of travel. The spin goes forward over the top of the ball, causing the ball to dip and bounce at a higher angle to the court. The opposite of that being backspin. And finally, we'll close it with a shot that I cannot do, the tweener, a very difficult trick shot in which a player hits the ball between their legs, usually performed when chasing down a lob with the player's back to the net. Do not try this one at home. It can be very painful if executed improperly. Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it informational, please subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media for more tennis content, and I'll be back real soon. Thanks a lot. Cheers.